there's a place in the Flinders Ranges that surely must be regarded as a must-do for any would-be hiking enthusiast, it would have to be the stunning and demanding St Mary Peak summit hike. Located at Wilpena Pound, about 30 minutes drive from the town of Hawker, it is the highest peak in the Flinders Ranges and without doubt provides some of the best views you'll see anywhere in South Australia. The peak itself is situated on the northwestern side of Wilpena Pound, and to climb it requires reasonable fitness and some planning. By sticking to the marked trail, it can be done reasonably safely, but not to put too fine a point on it, you can get yourself in some trouble on this one if you disrespect it. In my experience, it's best to start early in the morning, particularly in the warmer months. I personally set out before sunrise and ensure that myself and every person I'm hiking with carries at least 4 litres of water each, light snacks for the day, and appropriate clothing for bad weather should it turn, or in the event that someone gets an injury on the difficult terrain and has to remain there for some time for some help to come. Having seen people helicopter rescued off St Mary Peak, I know that it does happen sometimes. There are a few options with regard to the route you take. The shorter but steeper route that approaches from the outside of the pound, and the longer but less steep route that goes inside and through the pound itself. Both trails meet up at the Tandarra Saddle, and from the saddle you then have a further 1.6 kilometres of hiking and scrambling to get to the summit itself. But don't be deceived by the length, as that 1.6 kilometres will take anything from 40 minutes for the brisk hikers amongst us to well over an hour for those who travel at a more leisurely pace. About halfway along this final stretch, unknown to many and rather well hidden, there's actually an older abandoned summit route that branches off and makes its way up a much more exposed section of the summit peak. It's an exciting and elegant route that I've been back to, but I can see why they've abandoned it in favour of the more conservative route that is used more often today. As I've done this hike many times, the overall route that I'm most keen on now is to ascend the outside, do the stretch to the summit, and then after returning to the saddle descend into the inside of the pound to complete what is a 21.5 kilometre loop. Some others like doing it the other way around, or sticking to the outside up and down, but for me this is the one that works out the best. It's the most enjoyable and probably the safest route, and also I find it the most scenic one. Once on the summit, you'll be treated to 360-degree panoramic views of the surrounding ranges, Lake Torrens, which is a sawflower most of the time, and the general plains. You can also see the elder ranges behind the opposite side of the pound. Overall, the St Mary's Peak hike and the view you get from the summit is an amazing experience, and I'd recommend that anybody who is physically capable should do this hike at least once in their life.